So this is the old John Deere foot pedal that I found out in the barnyard that we're cleaning up. And you can see the little JD logo right there. It's a J and a D all in one. And it was the little gas pedal, I believe. It's got the little pivot point right there. So, and the little base where it sat in on the floor of the vehicle. And you can see a little bit of green still on it. And that is actually kind of cool. That's the old John Deere green. So I'm going to use some steel wool. I'm going to try and clean it. I'm going to put it in a vise. I have a vise right here. Going to put it in there and see what happens with the steel wool. So I'm going to continue this video and show you what happens. So I used the pliers and pried up that little piece of wire. Pried it open, and now it's just coming right off. So that would have been a quick fix. If they were working out in the field or the barnyard, they needed that fixed right away. They would have used a piece of wire and put it together to get it working. And it stayed on there. So I think I'm going to keep that. All right, on to the next part. I'm going to put it into this vise and start working on it. I'm going to try and leave some of that green on. Okay, I switched to an electric drill, electric grinder. Okay, I've been using the drill with a bigger wheel. I got brought several different sizes here by one of the fellows who saw what I was doing. So anyways, I've got it to here, but you know, I want to keep some of that green. And you know, the rusty patina on it is kind of neat. So anyways, I got it to this point, and I'm gonna think about this for a bit. See if I should take it any more down. There's a little green right there, some green there. And I am gonna wax this when I'm done with metal wax. So I'm gonna show you some progress in a little bit. So I used rubbing alcohol and gave this a really good rubbing with rubbing alcohol, and it really took off some of the dry rust marks and left a bit of a shine. Turned out better than I thought it would just with rubbing alcohol. So now I'm going to apply the metal polish and see how it turns out. I put a thin coat of the polish on, tried to spread it on evenly. And now I'm going to do the buffing with a soft cloth. Show you how it looks when it's done. Okay, so I think I'm finished polishing it up. It does look shiny, and the little bits of green that were on there are still on there. Might need to touch up a couple little places where it's really hard to get in, but it still has its very antique look or vintage look, whichever it is. I haven't looked up the part number yet. There is a part number on it, but I didn't look it up to see what year it's from, but I know that my dad had some very old tractors. I think one was from the 1920s, or I could be wrong about that, but I remember it being very old, and it was just a one-cylinder tractor. So eventually he replaced it. But this could be the Petal from that old tractor, because I found it in the area of where it had been sitting. But there it is.